This September 11th will mark 8 years since the devastating attack on the World Trade Center in New York City.
With the recent economic woes, the struggling housing market, and other financial pressures, it has perhaps become easier for some to put the tragedy to the back of our thoughts.
Well, for one man, that is a day he will never forget, and more than anything, it is the ongoing efforts of our troops that he wants us all to remember and support.
This one's going to Afghanistan.
Bob Williams is quite simply a man on a mission to remind each of us that every day the men and women of our military branches are out there in the world ensuring our safety and our freedom.
All these men and women volunteer to protect our right to do whatever we want, have whatever opinion we want, whatever religion we want, whatever view, right or wrong. And they are protecting our right to do that. But yet every day we are cutting down on the amounts of things that we're sending to these boys and girls.
The boys and girls, as Bob likes to refer to them, while part of the giant U.S. military machine, are sadly lacking some of the basics of life. So he's decided to dedicate his life to changing that sad fact. This warehouse is full of donated items that Bob and a small staff of volunteers pack in boxes and prepare for shipment overseas.
Each week, Bob and his staff send about 250 boxes of necessary supplies to the troop, much of which he packs and pays for himself. Of course, the troops greatly appreciate it, but still, believe it or not, to this day, some people still have the nerve to ask Bob why.
The most common question is, why doesn't the military fly that over for you? And, well, shouldn't the military provide that? Well, yeah, but if they don't get it, it's easier for me to buy it and send it over to them, because not having it, they're not getting the job done. And if they don't get the job done, they don't find the bad guys, and we lose more of our guys.
You name it, if the troops want it, Bob will acquire it. Cigars, cookies, personal items, even sources of amusement like squirt guns, ping pong sets, and golf clubs. Bob's warehouse is full of stuff, just ready to ship out. However, there is one big hitch.
So after you have everything all boxed up, after you have everything packed, you've got pallets full of boxes, and then you've got a problem.
If I get 40,000 pounds of product from any company at all, it costs me $40,000 to send that over to the troops.
Bob's biggest need to ensure the troops get what they need is postage. Each 50-pound box costs roughly $1 a pound to ship, and it's hard to believe what our service people have to do without.
There are a lot of things that you might not think the troops really want, but they're just little things, but they mean everything. Candy, Girl Scout cookies, potato chips. However, the #1 thing on the wish lists, coffee. They need their coffee.
The commanders will be the first to tell you that that coffee saves lives. When you're looking out for a tripwire, an IED, somebody shooting at you, you want to be at the top of your game. You don't want to be half asleep, and that's something that makes a big difference.
Bob receives hundreds of thank you notes and emails each week from service personnel pouring out their gratitude for even the simplest of items one would assume are provided by Uncle Sam.
Just to be able to send them over a toothbrush and a soap dish and a toothbrush holder, you know, makes such a difference.
And the government can't come up with that.
No, unfortunately, we're too short on money to come up with things like that, along with the toothpaste to go with it.
And as Bob readily points out, the U.S. government has no problem providing car and insurance companies with billions of dollars in bailout money, yet for some reason can't provide the basic necessities for life and survival to our troops. And that just doesn't sit well with Bob.
You don't send men and women into harm's way and not prepare them properly. We did that once during Vietnam, and I prefer not to see it happen again.
And we thank Bob very much and his team for their efforts. If you would like to help, again, postage is the problem. Please send a check made out to the postmaster and send that check to support our troops. Post Office Box 7560, Wesley Chapel, Florida 33544. You can also go to ourtroopsonline.com or visit our website, daytimeonline.tv, and we will hook you up.